Get good.
GamesPack's game of the week for us is Guacamelee. And Guacamelee 2 is available at the moment as well. Only on PSN and PC.
Okay.
Ready for some
I'm
GamesCon?
ready, yeah.
What are we going to talk
Let's
about first
do
for
it.
GamesCon, Jacob?
Let's start with Battlefield 5. So they announced during Gamescom that there's going to be an open beta. The open beta starts on September 4th if you have Origin Access Prime, which most people probably don't. Because why would you? Why? Why would you
I have
need
Origin. I have an Origin account, but I don't have Prime.
that? Now, the
and
Prime,
EA Access.
they announced the Prime thing at E3, and it's all, like, more money than you should be paying, and you get,
Definitely.
like, earlier access to, like, everything. I'm sure there are people that enjoy it, but this is actually probably one of the first, like, titles for them. I can't Madden maybe had something to do with it.
With Prime?
Yeah, with the Origin Access thing.
I remember you bringing something up for FIFA maybe, but I would assume.
Oh
like
yeah, FIFA comes out before this too. Yeah.
FIFA would be a title they would want to put on that Prime kind of whatever.
Prime is basically like their own Games Pass.
But like they already have EA access as well, which is weird. But I think this is only for like the PC players specifically.
Yes. Yeah.
So
So September 4th if you have Origin Access Prime. September 6th for everyone else. I should have looked up like what actual days those are. I would assume that the 4th is a Wednesday and the 6th is a Friday, but I guess I don't know that off the top of my head. Then there was also a few new trailers.
trailers. There was a bunch of trailers actually.
There were 3, I think.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Battlefield.
Like I mean, it makes sense for them to have a bunch of trailers. They want to get their game, all the ins and outs in a way about a month-ish out from release anyways, almost.
Yeah.
So-
We're about at this point right now as of recording, I would guess. I think we're like 7 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
7 weeks.
But it's also in like a whole like October's lineup is pretty stacked.
Yeah, it is.
From like when we were watching and refreshing ourselves and all the game content or that stuff that was announced, and that specific like period is pretty packed.
Yeah. So there was a Tides of War trailer, basically explaining. It showed off some new gameplay a little bit, and talked about this game mode. Basically, where you're going to be able to fight actual actual locations of significant battles in World War II. It seems like it's going to be one of those where maybe you start kind of in the middle of the map, and then you play this like multiplayer campaign kind of, and like depending on like who's winning or losing, you kind of move like towards the UK or like towards like Berlin or whatever. There was one like that in what was it? Oh, it was the first Titanfall had a
Like a battle mode, like where
mode like that.
I think they had that in For Honor. Remember they had like a little
yeah,
map
they
in a
do
way?
kind of have that.
I guess I might have a similar idea, but I know it's Ubisoft.
The difference in For Honor was that you used the conflicts to like when you won or lost, you got almost picture it kind of like single Risk. Have you ever played Risk?
Yeah, I played Risk.
So like the individual pieces. So like if you won a game, you got more pieces than you did if you lost a game, and then you could pick whether or not you attacked or defended certain territories, and then at the end of like the hour, it would update the map with how everyone that was playing the game voted, and then that's how the map would change. So this is, I feel like whoever wins or loses for the Tides of War thing in Battlefield, whoever wins or loses, like it's just gonna like they take that territory.
Okay, that
like
makes sense.
immediately. Like it's gonna just be this like push and pull like kind of campaign.
Yeah, I guess I don't. Since there's no campaign in this specific Battlefield, anyways. Regardless, I'm making a pick right now. Give me a sec. Drafted.
Have they not?
I think they said they're
Are
only
they
doing.
not doing the like little
I think they're only doing.
vignette episodic.
I think
things
both
anymore?
Call of Duty and them are doing both. Are replacing their single player experience with battle royales.
Oh, that's
I
kind of
believe.
really. Oh.
I know Call of Duty for sure. They're not doing a single
Yeah,
player
I
at
know.
all.
Yeah, you're right about Call of Duty. I didn't know about Battlefield. I assumed at least that they would have those little mini like single missions.
There might be like a DLC to test to see if like someone wants to play it. Maybe maybe they've already done it in like obviously before this, but maybe they might be in like the premium or something like that. I would expect that as well, because I think the battle royale mode, they want to get it down so that they're able to not mess it up and then also put more resources into that instead of doing. I would say expect it to be this year to be the battle royale mode, and then the next coming years to have a mix of both, since they've already gotten like they cracked the shell basically and or cooking the egg already, and it's already done.
Yeah.
So.
So then the second trailer was kind of just a straight gameplay trailer, hype trailer. Lots of just ridiculous action scenes and explosions. The game looks really nice, especially if that's the way that it ends up, you know, like if that was actually taken from like the in-game engine or whatever. Yeah, obviously one of the things that has always drawn me to Battlefield over other shooters is that there are more crazy moments in like not just individually but also for like a squad environment when you have the, you know, Call of Duty maps are always very kind of like they're lanes almost, like there's a whole bunch of stuff in the map but not, you can't interact with a lot of it, so all the maps basically just come down to like bigger spawn points on the ends and then lanes with like some crossover in between.
There's some, I would say there's not as much lanes, there's more or less, because I would say Battlefield's more of an objective game where you're going in and destroying either the points or you're capturing the points. Call of Duty is more straight up like deathmatch, and you're going in like more of like, it looks like LoL up top. In a way, like you're looking at top view. That's why I told you like it's two different species. When you wanted to compare for next week, we're gonna compare Battlefield and Call of Duty.
Yeah, the Battlefield.
Like I feel like they're two different species, but you can also have I think they're similar in kind of like like you said, the different experiences as well. So I think the experiences are somewhat, because you can still have crazy moments in Call of Duty where like there's like 5v1 on a deathmatch or like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean by
that, right?
But I'm talking more like you can be, you know, in a gunfight with another squad. You know, it's like what, a 4-man squad in Battlefield. So like we're playing, we've got like a squad. We're like trying to like we're all in different classes. We're trying to like coordinate to like get the objective done because the rest of our team is doing who knows what. That's the way it always works in Battlefield. And
what's another gripe I have with Battlefield though?
And like we're like fighting like the other team over here, and then like a tank drives through the wall that we're like set up behind. Yeah. There's like more, like there are crazy moments in Call of Duty, and it's like almost like feats and like crazy accomplishments. But in Battlefield, there can be that, but I feel like there's a much larger element of surprise.
Well, I would say Call of Duty,
like with all the destructibility and all that, it's like almost anything can happen.
Yeah, Call of Duty has like a little bit more predictability as well because of the lanes, obviously. Yeah. So you know, we're like, oh, there's probably going to be a guy. There's a likelihood of that there's going to be a guy around this corner coming at me right now.
Yeah. So I just got from the new gameplay trailer, like they're just pushing almost more for that. It's like all the destructibility, the like people jumping out of windows, like
the way they're
all the completing.
Well, it wasn't just jumping out the window, jumping out of the window and like rolling.
Yeah, and having like all the that was different.
They're able. Like that's gonna be interesting because like usually when you jump off a window in a shooter, you're able to like shoot, but if like you have to go through that animation, it's gonna be kind of interesting to see that. If that's a thing, I'm fine with that. Yeah, but like that's just like their own take of that, I guess, in a way.
But like all the destructibility, like it showed that like missile rocket thing coming in and like completely just like annihilating a whole building. I'm sure that's as probably something similar to the train on that one desert map in Battlefield 1, where like if one team's getting wrecked, like they got that train or whatever.
They have like the gunships too for the other maps.
Yeah.
But the problem with Battlefield as well is, we'll talk about it when we do the comparison. Never mind.
We'll talk about it. So what he's talking about is I've played you didn't play the Call of Duty beta, did you? So I played
you and Anthony, because you guys pre-ordered it already.
Yeah, so I played the Call of Duty. I played the Call of Duty beta, which was last weekend as of recording now. And then next weekend is the Battlefield 5 open beta. So once we play that, we're going to have a discussion like about the two of them, basically, is what we're planning.
One cool thing, though, was because like we were looking at the graphics trailer one.
The NVIDIA trailer?
Yeah, the NVIDIA trailer, and how like it like was shining off the guys' eyes and then going off the car. And like you were like, so what you're saying is I can grab my dead teammate and then use them as a meter around the corner. Like I was like, that was pretty funny. But yeah. I'm not that like that looks cool, it looks amazing, but I'm like, for me, like when I look at that, I'm like, EA should be doing that. It should, like, no one should be wild about that. They should be like, yeah, they should be doing that. That's what the quality of game for me. Like no, I meant like as like I guess them pushing their engine forward Like that should be already be built in, no matter what.
But
Like,
there's so many other things I would rather see them work on than like the reflection of gunfire in people's eyes.
well, I'm saying like it shouldn't be like a feature that should be showing off like that. Is what I'm saying. Like that should be a thing
it
where
should just be like more natural. Like this is the natural progression.
people should just recognize like, whoa, dude, you can look at your reflection in this. Like that shouldn't be like a thing like, you know how EA done with like the FIFA announcements or like Champions League, like, yeah, but what are you gonna do with Champions League? That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like
okay.
it shouldn't be like a thing where like, oh, look at this new feature. Like, no, dude, that should already be there. Like,
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Let's move on.